Come in. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go for Queendom Live. Come in, hit that like button. Let's see what's going on in the economy today, right? Let's see what's going on in the economy today for the Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto people. You had great gains today. We're going to look at Bitcoin. So come in. What's good to you? Cool CC. Cool CC. Come in. Let's get this music pumping. We're going to give everybody like a 2-minute window to get in. Let's talk about Biden's eviction. Will that eviction be overturned? Right? Will that eviction be overturned? Asking for the extension of October the 1st, which is October the 1st will be here before you know it anyway, right? But many are saying that government has no power to overturn that eviction. So we're going to look into that as well. That government has no power. Got an echo going in. Let's play this music. Let's get this party started, right? Hit that thumbs up. Good afternoon, Cliffs from Los Angeles. Hello, LA. Thanks for tuning in. You all come in, hit that thumbs up. Let's notify everyone that I am live. Hello, is it Michelle D? Hello, Michelle D. Right? You all hit that like button. You have superpowers to invite more people in the room when you like and you share. As we got Michelle D from North Carolina. We have Georgia in the house, right? Georgia in the house. I like that. Will the new eviction moratorium survive? Let's dive right into that. October 1st. All right, Libra. I'm a September Libra. Right? I'm a September Libra. But hello, October 1st Libra. No, that song is specially made and copyrighted for me and for my show. Right? I have to tell my friend guy that made that for me that you all love it. That's by Mr. Johnny Watts. Let me show you all who Johnny is. He made that beat. Right? I have to let him know that you all love it. Let me see, can I pull up Johnny? One of his this is Johnny, right? This is Johnny right here. Give me 1 second. He is the orchestrator and made that beat. As you all come in again, hit like. This is Mr. Watts right here. I'll let you all hear a little bit of his musical genius. I said Chinese.
John, you know he the producer. Ain't too much you can say about a nigga getting paid when he get to that sack on his own, bitch. B.R.M. Johnny, yeah, that's my brand, bitch. Fuck you talking about, ho, you ain't said shit. Ain't too much you can say about a nigga getting paid when he get to that sack on his own, bitch. B.R.M. Johnny, yeah, that's my brand, bitch. Fuck you talking about, ho, you ain't said shit. Ain't too much you can say about a nigga getting paid when he get to that sack on his own, bitch. B.R.M. Johnny, yeah, that's my brand. Fuck you talking about, ho, you ain't said shit. Ain't too much you can say about a nigga getting paid when he get to that sack on his own. B.R.M. Johnny, yeah, that's my brand. Fuck you talking about, ho, you ain't said shit. Let it eat. Boy, I wake up and fire my blood and go do my hygiene cause it feel good. I'm 35.
That's a clip of Johnny Watts. He the one made that beat for me. So shout out to Johnny, right? Of the intro. I wanted something, aka sapiosexual, and he did that and hooked me up. So I put the link to that song in there if you want to hear that song in its entirety. Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. I'm going to have to call him after this live stream and let him know that you all is digging his beats, right? Digging the beat. So let's get into cryptocurrency today. We have RAVENCOIN up 22.49% on the day. I have spoken about RAVENCOIN. I did videos on RAVENCOIN in the past. I've notified you all that RAVENCOIN will have its halving next year. I believe next year for RAVENCOIN will have its halving. And so I do have some investment at with RAVENCOIN, which is at 11 cents today and up 22% on the day, right? Crypto is the new cash, right? Crypto is the new cash. So you have an opportunity to get in at the foundational stages right now, right? In cryptocurrency, before it is totally out of reach and unaffordable, right? It's not crashing, it's converting. That's some good old unsweet strawberry tea from Sonic, right? From Sonic. Some good sweet. It's sweet because of the strawberry. Unsweet tea, right? I don't drink sweet tea, but unsweet strawberry tea. Naturally sweetened by the strawberries, right? And it tastes very good on this day. And we have Bitcoin up 4% on the day. 4% at $46,143. Ether is back at $3,137.40. So if you want to know about cryptocurrency, Gwen Gwen said she wanted to know when RAVENCOIN was going to do something, right? I haven't really spoke on RAVENCOIN probably in some months, but I did do a live stream on it before. It's where it is, and it's having Gwen is next year, right? So everything is about supply and demand. And investing, right? Yeah, crypto is the new cash, right? It is the new cash. And people are getting in just like if you were able to get in at Amazon or IBM at the foundational stages, right? We have Doge slowly picking back up. It's at 25 cents. BNB, it's at $356. You have XRP doing its thing. I don't think we're going to see XRP under 70 cents again, right? It's at 82 cents on the day. And let's see what his twin sister is doing. Stellar XLM is at 30 cents, 2.79% gains. And actually Shiba Inu, I've read some articles where they was expecting a pump with Shiba, right? But she, didn't have large gains today. But that is definitely one of the ones that's still in my portfolio with Dogecoin. Those are my bottom feeders, as I call them. Those are the ones that after I got the coins that I knew would survive out of the 9,000. I knew the 1%. I knew the golden ones, right? I said, let me try Doge and Sheeb after I did some research, right? And also after Elon Musk was on the supporting team with Sheeb. One thing I have not heard about in a long time is Safe Moon. I'm hearing the skeptics about Safe Moon slowly dying down. Haven't heard much about Safe Moon. I told people I would not invest in Safe Moon, and I didn't. And I think it was a pump and dump. It's proven to look like just that, right? And so, haven't heard anything about Safe Moon. It's been real quiet lately. So let's get into the other news on today. That's my crypto news. Again, if you are new or even advanced and investing in cryptocurrency, right, you can invest in the Cash on Crypto report. 30 page, you can see my 30-page portfolio of the cryptocurrencies that I have in my portfolio, millionaire's portfolio, right? And let me get on this real quick. I don't think I need to say this, but for people who may watch my live streams, right, and you wonder why people give to me or subscribe to me, let me say this like this. You really want to, when you are giving for the purpose, when you're not doing alms giving, means giving to the poor, right? You really want to give to somebody that's either on your financial level, but preferably above you. Preferably above you. Why? Because the success on that person, right, can triculate to you if you are giving with the intent to receive and harvest. And I know sometimes you look at people and say, well, and first of all, before all this super chat giving, before I got into numerology, I already had my businesses in place, right? Nobody is paying for my Jeep. I already had the Jeep before I really got into numerology. I already had the cryptocurrency portfolio before the super chats, whether it be $11, whether it be $100, $90, $88, whatever. I don't think I've ever had anyone to give over, I would say $111, first and foremost, right? And I give thousands, right? So there will be a time where people will sow or give thousands into me simply because the universal laws is because that's what I sow and I give to others, right? So none of my followers or supporters are giving on a level that I give. Number one, right? That's number one. I give thousands, right? Hundreds, dollars, whatever. And I just want to say this. I just felt a need to say this real quick because you always give up, right, when you're trying to get a harvest, right? Giving to alms and giving to the poor does get God's attention as well, right? But when you are giving with the intent of receiving something, you need to give to the person who's giving you the revelation on how to receive it. Because giving without the revelation will not bring manifestation. Let me say that again. Giving without the revelation of how to get manifestation, right? Or without the revelation will not bring manifestation. It just will not do that. Right. And so I just wanted to make that disclaimer. Right. I just, my channel is on a new frequency. And that's just a disclaimer or a understanding. Right. Because if you want to give a harvest, you have to sow to someone who has the acreage of land for you to sow your seeds into. Let me say that again. If you want to get a harvest, you have to sow to someone who had the acreage of land for you to give into. And you want to sow into rich soil, right? Giving to the poor, again, giving to alms, giving down, it will get God's attention. We talked about Cornelius in the book of Acts, Acts chapter 10. He gave alms and he prayed, right? And God, and this came and spoke with him personal as a result, right? It will get God's attention. But just like the women in the Old Testament, the widow women who during a recession needed help, right? They also had to give to a prophet who can give them a financial plan. So giving without revelation will not bring manifestation. And oftentimes, right? And so with that being said, I just want to put that out there. If you're getting blessed from it, continue to use me till you use me up. I'm often better at manifesting for other people than I am myself. And if you're not getting blessed, you need to change your mindset. I'm just going to be honest. It's something going on that you haven't put together. If you're giving to me and you're not seeing any results from it, it's something going on. Either you have bad spending habits, either you're not making these verbal affirmations that I'm asking you to make, either you need a mindset shift, or you're not walking in, I talked about slothfulness. God has told you to do something and you have not followed the instructions or directions. These things can hold up your blessings. But there's too many people with too many testimonials of giving, right, that have been blessed, right? Thank you, Gwen. She says, giving without manifestation will not giving without revelation, Gwen. I'm sorry, I probably said that wrong. Giving without revelation will not bring manifestation, right? You have to have a revelation on your giving, and I share that with you all. So with that being said, let's get into this. Will Biden's eviction be overthrown? Right? Will it survive? Will it survive this legal challenge? The federal judge is skeptical, right, that this new eviction moratorium can survive. It's really hard to conclude that there's not a degree of gamemanship going on, says the U.S. District Court Judge Daphne Frederick, right? A federal judge in Washington seems skeptical today that the Biden administration new moratorium on evictions can survive a legal challenge brought on by a group of landlords. Just know that most rental properties are owned by approximately 42% of people who are mom and pop small business people. And I told you all that um, when Biden taxed his tax plan, it was going to hurt the small business owner, and the more so than everything, it was not going to affect the the ultra rich or the rich and wealthy. And this is why, right? Because the rich and wealthy, someone says this has already died in Tennessee, right? Already died in Tennessee. So let me get off my screen and talk to you all. So one Titan said that. So you were saying that October 1st did not withhold, or was not withheld in Tennessee. Um, and this is why, because people, when the small business owners, right, are out of business, when their doors close, when they are not offering landlord services, this means when the bigger corporations and the big institutions come in, they're going to raise your rent. They're going to come in, renovate, remodel, right, reconstruct, and your rent is going to be re-raised. If re-raise is the word, right? Your rent is going to be re-raised, right? If it was just raised, it's going to raise again, because they're going to come in, the big institutions, and pump money into it and raise the property value and raise the value of your surrounding. Many people know this as gentrification when it happens in the poor Black and brown communities. And so, listen, people, there have been people who have not paid rent in months. Right? Yeah, re-raised. If look, that's not a word, it's one that I made up, Brian. Re-raised. As I see, Brian is a Dallas Cowboy fan. Brian, your picture, if that's your picture, right? Some people may use fictitious pictures for confidentiality reasons, but I bought my father a camo Dallas Cowboy cap just like that. He's a big Cowboys fan, right? I went to visit them Saturday, and he's watching a flashback of the Cowboys and 49ers NFC championship game. And of course, I'm always for the 49ers. He said that's you. I'm always I was a big 49ers fan. I always talk trash to him about the Cowboys, right? But I love him. That's my dad. I love him. And so, yeah, one Titan said this has already died in Tennessee. Now, I do believe that in Texas, it probably will be upheld, I hope, right, until October 1st. And this is why Texas is such a large state. It is so large in numbers, it's overwhelming. And so if you really have this many people, right, in Texas that have been evicted, this is really going to be a catastrophe just because of the numbers. And this is another article from The Hill, right? Yes, you are here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. From The Hill, the same report, right? Just a different article, two different articles that we're looking at. The federal judgment suggests that this is gamesmanship at Biden's administrative eviction freeze. And you all do know that Shemitah, which is the 7-year time frame biblically that the Bible has allocated or has put in place, that 7 years that we will have an economy reset. So I always like to start with 2001, which is with 9/11. Um, we had a 9/11 event, and then in 2008, they crashed the economy, right? In 2008, you had the housing market crash. And then in 2015, you had $11 trillion was lost from banks and financial and worldwide institutions, right? $11 trillion. And now we are upon 2021, which also marks the 20th anniversary of 9/11 from 2001, right? And also, you have cryptocurrency doing this thing, showing you signs that this will be the new cash and that it will have even more use cases, right? More use cases than ever before. I actually just read an article that stated that NFTs, someone received 1 million times return on an NFT sale, 1 million x return. So I talk about Deuteronomy 1:11, 1,000-fold returns. You got people that's receiving a million-fold return or X return in cryptocurrencies, and this one was with NFT sales, right? So let's get into what they're saying or what they're blaming or pointing the fingers at is the cause of this crash, even though the Bible predicts and history predicts that it was already scheduled for 2021, right? But alarming case surged. This was just 10 minutes ago in the Rona. They're calling it back, C-19 cases amongst kids. Do you all remember when this first came out, right? They said this could not affect children, right? That they were showing. Well, now the news is changing. You have public health experts and state officials are raising alarms about the surge and hospitalization among children and the most significant increase of this pandemic, right? So children and C word crises. Let's listen in. This is like a 3-minute video clip. Let's see what this video is covering. Hello to you all coming in. YouTube watcher says here in New York also, it will be a purge if the homeowners overturn the extensions. So are you saying like when you say homeowners, are you saying renters or residential homes, or are you referring to apartment renters, right? Or are you saying homeowners in the sense of residential homes? Let me know in New York. I think New York, California, and Texas definitely probably would see a temporary, or I will hope in those states until October because of the numbers. But however, we know the new moon, right? 8/8 on yesterday does bring in and birth in chaos. Chaos. We have wildfires alarming, right? And that's one of the signs of the new moon. So while you're typing and answering that, let's look at or let's listen in on this video clip.
Joining us now is Dr. Mark Klein. He is the physician in chief of Children's Hospital New Orleans. Dr. Klein, thank you so much. Appreciate you joining us. And we just heard in Victor's report something that you said about your hospital, an epidemic of very young children. So please, sir, tell us what you're seeing right now.
Well, Robin, this is not your grandfather's COVID. This Delta variant is an entirely new and unexpected challenge for us. It's affecting a lot of young people. We've seen the prevalence rate of COVID positivity among children at our hospital rise from 1% to 7%, and now to about 20% over the course of the last 30 days. And we are hospitalizing record numbers of children. Half of the children in our hospital today are under 2 years of age, and most of the others are between 5 and 10 years of age, so they're too young to be vaccinated just yet.
And are these cases with children, are they more severe than you've seen in the past, Dr. Klein?
They are. We're seeing quite severe illness. And so we can say that this virus is more contagious for sure. What we don't yet know with certainty is whether it's more virulent, but certainly to my eyes and to, I think, to what others are seeing across the region, children are experiencing more severe disease than they have in the past. They come in respiratory failure. They often require hospitalization in the pediatric intensive care unit, and a number of them have required mechanical ventilation.
And I know compounding the situation for you there is that a number of your nurses are out with COVID diagnosis, and you have a federal team that is coming in quite soon.
Now, from what I hear, that they're trying to make it mandatory for nurses and workers for flight, right, and pilots to take it, and they're losing a lot of people who don't want the injection. I know they're saying it's a shortage because a lot of hospital staff is sick. However, right, a lot of people are not opting, right, to take the V. They're just not doing it. And that's the part you're not hearing. And so staff probably is short, but I don't think it's because they have been infected or passed on. See, this. I took a picture of this yesterday when I was walking. And this is what a lot of people should really research, right? Because this sickness is real. What do you mean by that, Queen, that it's real? Well, I don't know how it looks in your neck of the woods or how you can see it, because I know at one point in Vegas, they were hiding these behind fake palm trees and plant trees. But these are what 5G towers look like. And this is what radiation look like. And this is what's pumping or, causing cryptocurrency and the digital dollars. And so when you look at the effects of this on the human body, right, this causes headaches, right, loss of taste, sickness, and so, all of the symptoms that come along with this. So don't ever think, right, if you tell me, well, Queen, you're saying this and saying that, this is real because I've been ill. Don't ever think that I'm not saying that your illness is not real. What I'm saying is what you have been told to treat radiation with may not be accurate. Because again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you health advice. I'm just telling you, you should study the effects of radiation. And this Wi-Fi, this radiation has to be put out. It was released in China first, right? It was released in China first. The 5G, over 100,000 towers. So researching the radiation effect, Angelica says many major companies are now requiring their employees to be either take the V or take regular testing, including remote workers. Listen, I saw this article by Forbes yesterday saying that they were going to deduct $50 from the unvaccinated people paycheck. I'm like, listen, it's $50 going to save my life, then whatever. Here's 50. Here's 50. Here you go, whatever. I just really laughed at that. right? Now, T-Baby says California is on fire, which is going to also affect the economy. And my whole point, right? Yeah, when you combine 5G with nanotechnology and radiation, that's wow. And so let's get into this. Speaking of nanotechnology and the V, right? Well, a lot of nurses decided not to take it because they felt like this is not my job, this is my body, and this is my life. I know a lot of nurses, right, um, who have not taken it because they feel like a job is not more important or a job than my life and my body and my overall health. So again, I pray that all is well. I hope. I won't say that I pray for that. I hope, the Bible says faith is the substance of things hoped for. So you can hope that all is well for everyone that has participated or not participated. Um, I don't know, Gwen. I have friend girls that take it. I have friend guys. I'm gonna be honest and transparent with you all. All of the friend guys that I know that take it, I don't lose my relationship with them, but I don't enter into a sexual, you know, transaction or whatever you can call it, transmutation. I'm not allowing that transfer to be in my body, no type of way. So I asked my friend guys that I'm dating, have you been vaccinated? If they are, we're going to remain friends. And but we're not going to have any type of sexual interaction where your fluids or whatever you got in your body can get in mine, right? Entanglement, thank you. I guess. Well, it's not really an entanglement because I'm not married, so it's not really an entanglement. I'm not married, right? Jada was married and she had an entanglement with a single man, but I'm not married, right? So I'm not exchanging bodily fluids anyway with anybody sexually that has that, right? So I don't want a man to see this and want to date me in the future and then you lie to me about it. Be honest. Yeah. Thank you. Intercourse. Love that AAA. That's a very educated, professional, nice way of saying I will not have sexual intercourse with anybody that has been vaccinated. Right. So let's look at this article. These people are getting COVID when they are vaccinated, when they're vaccinated. Now, I did a live stream and I was driving, right? Saying that the Wall Street Journal released an article stating that unvaccinated people were getting COVID as well. And so I found this other article. That article was not shareable because it was on my paid subscription for the Wall Street Journal. But so I did find another article. We'll talk about that. Is these people are getting COVID when they're vaccinated. This article does specify that. However, the coronavirus pandemic continues in the United States. It looks like the spread and transmission is among unvaccinated people. So they're still saying that people that's unvaccinated is spreading it and transmitting it. However, fully vaccinated people can become still infected with COVID. It's still saying that. They're saying the way they're easing this around is saying your symptoms are going to be easier to deal with if you've been fully vaccinated. That's why we're pushing the vaccine. You can still get it, but your symptoms are going to be easier. So they're telling people you can still get it if you've been vaccinated, and they still have to wear the mask, right? I've never seen such a push for something that has not been proven before in my life, right? That alone would just raise an eyebrow to me. I've never seen such a push for something that has been unresearched and unproven in my life. Something that has no research behind it. Right. I even saw a video of a man from Arkansas saying that he hustled and he was a street hustler. Pretty much, I almost sound like he was saying he was a dope dealer with a white T-shirt on with a gold chain. And he was pushing people in Arkansas, right? Street people to pretty much get the V. So now it is saying this is largely a problem when it comes to severe diseases, the disease that requires hospitalization among the unvaccinated. This is pretty unusual to have a vaccinated person in the hospital. This is not true. I've known vaccinated people that have been hospitalized personally. But however, we'll go with the article, right? And they're saying this is largely a problem when it comes to severe diseases. Well, severe disease was going to be a problem anyway. Cancer, diabetes, these type of diseases were going to be a problem anyway. Now it's saying which fully vaccinated people will get infected. And now they're saying very, very frail and older people, even if they older people get the vaccine, regardless of their status, they're more likely to get infected again anyway. They're saying because they were never able to respond to the vaccine, and we have the occasional uncompromised person whose immune system couldn't respond optimally to the vaccine. So some people's immune system couldn't respond to it. The vaccinated, that says they're a little side streets, and they're still saying they want more people vaccinated. Right? And so, in other words, people, this is uncharted territories. And the people that have taken the V are the research, will be the research, just point blank. Right. And I do believe that when these evictions come and these evictions come underway, when these people have to get new housing, right, or any government assisted, is going to be a requirement. People are going to be so desperate for government assistance that the ones that haven't, which is usually the poor working class, right, or those who are on free government assistance anyway, are going to most definitely get it. And this is what Revelation is referring to as a mark of a beast. Because if you don't, right, you can't shop, you don't have a job, you can't buy, you can't sell. In some cases, California has mandatory requirements, right? 666 is not the mark of the beast. 6 is a very, as the Bible says, on the 6th day, good number. It's a very good number. When you are freezing liquid water, right? And if you play Mozart, for example, or if you write on a box or whatever container that you are freezing liquid water in, when that water freezes, according to research, now I haven't tried this because I'm just not that bored, right? I may one day, I don't know, that 6 perfectly formed crystals will form. And the 6th day is the day that God made man. And he said, this is very good. And 666 is a code for melanin, right? And 666 is the protons, electrons, and neutrons, which is the very basic formula that must be combined together, 666, to form life. So let's go into this. Joe's daughter of Zion says, peace and blessings to you too as well, Queen. There will be 2 national tests, wireless emergency an emergency alert system taking place Wednesday, August the 11th. Yes, daughter of Zion, as I have exactly one people on, one thumbs up, and 110 people on. As you bring up or I talk about the 11th, this will happen August the 11th. One of my followers suggested to me that I watch. Oh my God, I forgot the name of the movie. I'm going to see if I can pull the comment back up. And let me tell you, this is the only reason why I watched it, right? Because and I don't think people know how many people text message me, right? How many people message me, how many people email me, right? Um, Let me see if I can pull up the name of this movie because I did watch it because it had Denzel in it. Denzel in it. And I watched Sale because it was free. Okay, Mandarin Candidate. Mandarin Candidate, starring Denzel Washington. It was a remake, true story. And this is why I watched this. When this comment, let me show you all the comment, right? Said true story. This is the part that blew my mind. I don't know if you all, I tried to highlight. They made this comment, Teresa Adams, 21 hours ago. Shout out to Teresa. And true story is what I said. I got to check this out. This is Teresa comments, right? The Mandarin Candidate starring Denzel Washington. It was a remake, true story. I said, let me watch this. Let me see what this is about. And I went on Netflix and it was easily acceptable or accessible on Netflix. And guess what? Netflix is removing this August the 31st off of Netflix. So when I saw True Story, I was like, oh, let me see what this is about. And I did. And I haven't watched all of it. And as a matter of fact, when I get off this live stream, I'm gonna finish it. The most part that I got to, because I told you all I'm not really a movie type person. I went to sleep on it. But Denzel had, I think this guy was the president. He's played the president in a lot of movies. Yeah, thank you. Well, that's not how they spelled it. This is how they spelled it to me. So you're saying Manchurian? I did find it on Netflix, but this is how I spelled it, just like my followers spelled it, and I found it. So if it's Manchurian, then fine. But the true story is what got me, and I got to the point where Denzel took the chip out of his back, the small silver chip, with the knife. And then he finally met with the president, I think, right? And or whoever the powers that be was drilling in the man's head or whatever. He's played on other movies, but again, I don't know his name because I'm just not a TV watcher like that, right? I've researched a lot. And he attacked the man and bit his back to get the chip out of his back. And after that, I fell asleep, right? Because I had live streamed yesterday and the weekend, about 4 or 5 live streams, and I just fell asleep on it. I'm going to watch the rest of it at the end. But true story of the chips inserted in people. And I did notice that they was always referring to Denzel was having a conversation, right? And he said, well, the military never done anything to me like this before. And the man that he was talking to said that right? That and so, okay, let me look at some comments. Yes. I'm gonna say AAA. Please. Okay. I don't want to. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the names. I don't know who they are. I don't have a problem with telling you all that. I'm just telling you, I watched the movie to get information and revelation off a true story. But thank you. I'm not there trying to be that deep. Because I don't want to get to a point where I'm watching that much television. It takes away from my intellect and my hearing from God. Television has dumbed a lot of people down, but television also gives you revelation of real life. But most people don't watch it for that. They watch it for entertainment and not to be educated, right? And they watch it to be in somebody else's reality world while their real world sucks. But anyway, yes, August 13th marks the 50th year anniversary of the dollar being taken off the gold standard. That happened in 1971, 2021. In other words, the way I said, the dollar became dead, right? A Crawford, it is still on Netflix, but Netflix will tell you when you log in that they're taking it, they're removing it from Netflix on August the 31st. So it's still on there as of now. So I'm gonna watch the end of that. Is this Leave Schreiber? I guess is how you pronounce that, right? Should we unplug all our TV? I'm not, because I haven't taken the V. Right? Radiation has not affected me thus far, and I told you all why. Is because I've been wearing this tourmaline beads, right, for since last year, for a long time. And I'm gonna show you all this. Radiation has been uh, a huge problem in the economy for a long time. Dick Gregory on nuclear power. This was also referred to as nuclear power. And I'm going to ask YouTube and the mediaburn.org, do not give me a copyright strike on this video. I'm going to show you all this clip because it's only a minute long. I don't know what it's based off of. I showed you all the comments of what the person commented to me and why it made me watch it. The Matrix was based off a book by Sonia Walker. The Terminator was based off a book. Right? So I'm just telling you, the person that left me the comments said it was based off a true story, and that's what triggered me to watch it. I don't know if it's based off a true story or not. This is why I don't like to get into TV topics. We just going over. I don't really, I don't know. I told you I don't watch that much television. I don't know. Maybe it is. Brian says Television and the Bomb is a book that highlights the fact that if you're critically watching, your brainwave pattern switches to sleep mode within 30 to 45 seconds of being in front of it. Okay. All right. So anyway, it was exciting. It had my Denzel in it. I love Denzel movies, and so I watched it, right? This is what I have on the back of my cell phone. Again, I don't have the V. It's an anti-radiation neutralizer, right? I just got this because I knew the radiation. I've had this on my phone for over a year. My daughter has it on her phone. And it reduces up to 99% of electromagnetic radiation. But I think this Wi-Fi signal is not really going to happen through the phones like the movie Cell. If you have, like the movie Manchuria Candidate, if you have, they listen. I've watched videos on social media where people have taken the V and you put a spoon next to them and it's magnetic. So what good is a phone when it's inside of your body, like Manchuria Candidate? I don't think it's going to be like the movie Cell. I think we're going to see a high number spike. And whether they tell you or not, it's going to be affect the people that have the V, because it's going to be a signal that can transmit, right, from the powers that be to your internal body. I don't think if you're talking on the cell phone, it's going to happen like the movie Cell, where people are going to be, turned into zombies or vomiting at the mouth. I mean, they give you signals and signs of what they're going to do, but they're not going to tell you exactly how it's done in one movie. But, your DNA can definitely be reconstructed. And actually, I did a live stream on that yesterday about the new moon. The new moon is about DNA reactivation, right? So, some comments I'm not even going to read, because you are not, whatever world you all like to be in, you're not going to take me there. I'm going to keep a sound mind, right? The Bible says a sound mind. I want to keep a sound mind. I don't watch everything that people suggest, and I don't get stressed or anxiety about everything that people say. Right. So let's listen to this. Dick Gregory again. Media burn. YouTube. This is just for educational purposes only. Please do not give me a mediaburn.org a copyright strike. This is just a minute clip, right? So let's.
What we're doing here today is more important than the Vietnamese War. It's more important than dealing with racism, than dealing with sexism, than dealing with hunger, because I can feel hunger. I can see war. I can feel racism. I can feel sexism. I cannot see radiation. I cannot smell radiation. I cannot hear radiation. I look around one day and I am dead.
Did you all hear that? I cannot see radiation. I cannot feel radiation. You can't see. This is what Trump was saying, invisible enemy. I look around one day and I'm dead. And this was in 1979, nuclear power. And this is when the radio wave station, I mean, every time there's been an increase of technology. 1979 was the year that radio hit. Did you all know that? This is the year another energy transfer came, right? Or, well, not say hit, right? I won't say radio hit, but another technology transfer came. And every time a technology transfer come, right, which causes an increase. So, you all may not understand. We went from 3G, 4G, 5G. Have you ever asked yourself, what does the increase of their Wi-Fi cause? Right? Have you ever asked yourself? So 1979, you got astronomy and space exploration began more predominantly, right? You got the computer system that came more predominantly. All of these, my number is 1111, right? Spacecraft, Pioneer 11 was the first spacecraft to visit Saturn. So you had all of these technology changes. Every time technology changes, they are visiting Saturn. Got Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos visiting Moon and Mars now, because they have to put those units out. And we've only seen one side of the moon. No one has ever seen the opposite side of the moon. No one. And so they're saying that on the opposite side of the moon is where all these radiation channels and things are held and hosted. And this is why the Bible says the love of money is the root, right, of all evil. Because exactly July 11, America's first space station, Skylab, was deliberately allowed to burn up over the Indian Ocean. So you had all these technology things going on, and they referred to it then as nuclear power. And as the great Dick Gregory said, Dick Gregory is so wise. He is so wise. I was listening to him this morning. Ethernet 7 heaven, we are on 5. I don't know what that means. That was deep, quintessential. And sometimes I don't like teaching deep things on my channel because I attract some like weird people sometimes. And most time people call spiritual people, like weird. I'm trying not to be one of those weird spiritual people or crazy. I think you can be spiritual and yet be grounded in earth and have everyday conversations with people, right? Don't have to take me way into outer space mentally until I'm ready to grow there and go there, right? Because most of us don't understand the basic stuff. Like what I'm sharing with you right now. You don't even know this. And this is why when people come to me and say, I'm trying to explain to my friends and family about the V, or I'm trying to explain to them about getting their birth certificate and natural born citizens, and they think I'm crazy. Well, when we really look at your whole life, there may be some signs of craziness, right? And this is what I think is crazy. And this is in my Michael Jackson voice, with love. Why are you talking to someone about switching their birth certificate over and being a national citizen when you have not went through the whole process yet? To me, that is crazy. You can't even show me, listen, I've done this myself on my birth certificate. I'm not saying that it's not true and it's not factual. But some of you all go way into outer space somewhere when you don't even know the stuff that I'm sharing with you now. And this why most people don't accept what you have to say. You can't even explain it in an intelligent, down to earth way. Because half of the stuff you get, you just copy off of Google, or you read in a book and you can't translate it into layman's term, where to everyday people can talk to you. And sometimes I don't want my channel to be like this because, the law of attraction. Because we can't just have normal. I can tell people this. I don't want. I'm talking about a different subject today. Don't comment anything about a movie. I don't want to know about another movie. And they still comment about a movie, right? I want you to understand the basics. See, the point of watching all of this is to let you know what the invisible enemy is. Now, you can say Trump was crazy all you want to. Trump is crazy with a purpose. I'm not in defense of Trump or any of the presidents. All of them are the same game. But I'm not for whatever, women being mistreated or whatever. But he played the role. So people could think he crazy too. They couldn't hear his truth. You're right, old school fave. They don't want to learn. They just want to seem like the most intelligent person on my live stream. And guess who the most intelligent person on my live stream is? Me. That's who. Where did I get that from? I can't think of it. Why? Because I'm doing the live stream. If you was the most intelligent person, you would have your own informing people your way. I'm trying to get you all to get the basics. Listen, I am a teacher by trade. In more than one area, I teach people in home-based business. I teach children. I mentor young girls, and I coach. Let me tell you. Let me get into religion real quick. This is one of the issues I have religion too. You have people in religion that will speak in tongues and pray in unknown tongues, but they don't even know the elementary level of prayer, right? Of praying out loud and affirmations and vibrations. And yet they want to seem intelligent and deep. When you know why it's crazy? Do I think speaking in tongues works? Yes, I do. I speak in tongues. I pray in the spirit. I don't teach that and I don't do it publicly. Why? Why? Because people need to know the very basic fundamentals of prayer. And these people who are so deep, they pray in the spirit, you can't even tell them to pray out loud. I am what God says I am. Well, the Bible says you are supposed to be saying. The power says the power of life, the scripture says the power of life and death is in your tongue. And you can't get these people to say affirmation because they are so spiritual that they are no earthly good. I had a saying I used to say all the time. This is the people we call too religious to be rich. I'm just going to pray. My God shall supply all my needs according to his riches and glory. Do you understand that scripture says only supply your needs? You will never reach up to higher levels of financial freedom. A need being met is when you're hungry for 3 days and somebody giving you a meal. Who would want to walk this earth and just get their needs met when God says, look, the earth is yours. The higher heavens are mine. I've left the earth for you to rule, to dominate, to multiply. You're telling me you serve a king and you don't want to be a part of the kingdom on earth? Or they say, I'm just trying to get to heaven. Well, God trying to bring heaven to earth. He said, I'm trying to bring my kingdom. Look, I come to preach, to set the captives free. I come for the poor. He said, I come to the poor, and then they'll twist that and say that's poor in spirit. No, that's poor in your bank account, in your checking account. One thing I hate is high spiritual people who are broke. And I don't use the word hate much. I usually try to say strongly dislike. If you're so spiritual and you're so up on the spiritual things, you mean to tell me the God that says the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof and all that dwells within, you don't have nothing that this earth possesses and it's all in the God that you serve? Some of the most praying people are the brokest because they don't know how to pray and they don't know how to give. And they don't understand the law of giving and receiving. They don't. So I like very basic teaching where if I explain it to a child, right, a child would understand. Not all of these, because some of you all haven't got the basics yet. Radiation has been a problem since 19. It's been a problem for a long time, and you're not asking. You're still telling me about movies, and you still don't know what the real cause of these sicknesses is. That's my point. Not one person that told me a movie to watch has asked me, what can I buy to help me fight radiation? Not one person. You still talking about movies. You're still talking about movies. That's my rant and my mic. Now let me tone it down with love. Psalms, here's another 111 scripture that I love, and 6 + 5 is 11. Psalms 115 and 16. The highest heavens belong to the Lord, but the earth he has given to mankind. And I still got people telling me, I make it to heaven. I'm just trying to make it to heaven. And heaven is in the body. It's heaved up. The anointing and the anointing oil. I taught about that yesterday. I'm not going to get back on it. Heaven is in us. It's not, even God tells you, don't look here, don't look here, there, say the kingdom of heaven. It's within you. The anatomy of your body that you are reconstructing with something you know nothing about, right? And I can, one thing I like about Erica Williams that she had on her live stream the other day, she was just blocking people. She said, we're going to have a welcome to the block ministry and be blessed. I told Erica, I said, Erica, I got to steal that. I'm just going to start blocking people that aggravate, just aggravation on my channel. There's two things I strongly dislike, and it's aggravation. Let me rewind this. There's aggravation and ignorance. You so deep about these movies, you haven't asked one thing for radiation. Not one. I'm going to replay this. Again, Media Burn did not give me a copyright or YouTube. I'm going to replay this. There may be some people coming in late, right?
What we're doing here today is more important than the Vietnamese War. It's more important than dealing with racism, than dealing with sexism, than dealing with hunger, because I can feel hunger. I can see war. I can feel racism. I can feel sexism. I cannot see radiation. I cannot smell radiation. I cannot hear radiation. I look around one day and I am dead. Somewhere you have to Somewhere you have to. So I say to you today,
see, this is our problem. Look at this turnout. What if we had this many people in 2021 that knew about this? Look at this turnout of the audience that he's speaking to about radiation. Listen, do you think there's going to be a currency change without radiation being elevated? And you don't. For all of my deep people that want me to watch movies, I want you all to comment. What effects does radiation have on the body? Radiation technology or your health? All of my people, all of my deep people, watch this movie, research the Bible. We were all spiritual, and I know that about the Bible, right? I know the Bible, everything came from ancient Egyptian spiritual people. But tell me about radiation. This is the part where I'm passing the mic to you all. Now you can display your smartness. Here we go. Somebody said cancer. What about cancer and radiation? What about it? What about it? Come on, my most intellectual, deep people. Let's go. This is your time to shine. Let's display your intelligence. See, when we're talking about movies, you all on it. When we're talking about movies, you all on it. You know all the latest movies. Give me some effects of radiation. No, DNA mutation. Right. DNA mutation is what the V can give you. I'm talking about radiation health effects. Radiation health effects. Not just exposure to cancer risk. Radiation health effects. Not through cancer risk. Because actually lead is more of the reason of cancer than anything. Tell me, radiation includes radio waves, cell phones, even microwaves on a smaller scale, ultraviolet rays, which they made Trump a mockery of, even X-rays when he said about the ultralight and ultra V. What treatments can you get for radiation treatments when you've been overly exposed to radiation, and it affects healthy and non-healthy people alike? So I'm waiting for the smart. Brain damage. Some people say brain damage, cell mutation. Radiation can affect the DNA in our cell, right? And when you mix that with nanotechnology, which is in the V, right? And this is the thing. You said radiation is used for a treatment, but this is the thing. This is why you don't supposed to get high exposure of radiation, even when treatment for cancer, which there are natural ways to treat cancer as well. And this is not always the healthiest way to treat cancer, right? So now that you have these 5G towers that are pumping out large amounts of radiation, right? Gamma rays and man-made rays, even electrical power lines. And if you see these 5G towers, most of them are around the electrical power lines as well. Stillbirth can cause fever. Everything that people are having reactions from what they're calling the Delta, COVID, whatever, are all effects of radiation. Your immune system is broke down. You're vulnerable to more health effects. And if you already have, right, and it can be the type of radiation, the dose that passes through your body. And so, what are you doing to combat that? Radiation sickness, headaches, diarrhea, all of that, loss of taste, everything that they're telling you. Right? Ask a cancer patient how do they feel after they got radiation treatment. I'm logging off. I'm logging off. Listen, watch the movie so it can inform you about what you already know. Not so you can seem like you're the smartest person in the room. Because I'm just telling you, if you can't explain this stuff on a basic elementary level, no one is going to listen to you anyway. No one. And if they do listen to you, then start your own YouTube channel. You can do it and orchestrate it the way you want to. Right? Sperm and ovary damage. And this is why this is big. Whatever. Right? Haven't you all heard that the people that taking the V are going to have issues with pregnancy, getting pregnant, or if they do get pregnant, their child may have some ill effects? It's a lot of stuff in this that people should have done the research on. That's all I'm saying. But do what's best that you think after you research and not be in the research, right? Always do what's best for you. As I tell people all the time, as for me and my house and my family, this is what we're doing, right? Here's to your health and your wealth, your peace and your prosperity. Definitely after Bitcoin is at 46K today. Your credit, your crypto, and your cash flow. Listen, people, magnify your mind, manifest with your mouth, right? Multiply your money and maximize your mission. Someone says RAVENCOIN to $1. Hey, let's hope it's up 26% on the day. So let's hope it gets to $1. Queen out. You all have a great, great day or afternoon, right?